How does the 10 a.m. kickoff change you guys' routine?
It won't change our routine. It just changed the times that we get up, the times that we eat pregame. So now it'll be a 5:45 wake up. It'll be a 6 o'clock pregame meal, but the routine for us walkthroughs, heading to the stadium, taping dress, all that's the same.
Any thought on Nevada being a team on Pacific time, having to deal with the early wake up?
I guess that will be a 3:45 wake up for those guys. But it was sort of the same thing we faced at Boise when we had a 9 o'clock local kickoff time this year. And so that was a long day for our guys. That'd be like playing a game at 9 o'clock here, which really it was. We were just somewhere else. And so sometimes those things do affect you. And I'm sure they're probably trying to do some things within their preparation to account for that. Yeah, it has. Today was a really good practice, but we try to make it a little lighter than normal. But there's times like today, we got back after them a little bit today. The practices leading up to today, a little lighter, try to have a little more fun with them because the bowl, it's got to be a reward. Because if you're going to bring them out all day and just practice them for 5 hours and holler at them and scream at them, and it's not much of a reward for going to a bowl. And so, we want to make sure that they have a good time, but also be prepared and be anxious to play the game. And I think they're anxious, and the practice schedule is set up to where they can get a really good practice with plenty of rest in between to the next practice, which we won't practice again until Saturday.
You got 20 guys playing their
He has been the stability of this program, for 4 years. Started, and it's hard to fathom that he started that many games playing in the interior, in the trenches without injury, and that just goes to show his toughness. But he's sort of the grandfather of this team. He's the wise old owl, and his leadership has been really good. Really proud of him. He's going to be very successful, and I'm very honored to say I had the opportunity to coach him. No, it is not. It hasn't been a fast season. Some seasons are quicker than others. For one reason, probably the way the season started, and how we had to find ways to to keep the wheels on the bus earlier in the year. And if you're not careful, you see it all the time. Teams start out slow and they can't recover, and they just really fall off the rest of the year, and they just stumble through the season. I thought our coaching staff did a really good job of keeping the wheels on the bus. Managing some situations with injuries, with the coaching change mid-season, and trying to divert those distractions from our team and to keep our team focused, and more importantly, improving each day at practice and not letting outside factors interfere, and was able to get on a run and win 6 in a row and win 7 of our last 8. And if we can win this one, that'll be 8 of our last 9, and that would be a pretty strong finish. He can cut on a dime, and you see the thing to me, what he can do is he can put his foot in the ground, and when he sticks that foot in the ground, he's going in the other direction instantly, and he's hard to hem up, and he's one of those guys, you've heard it before, that I don't know if you could tackle him in a phone booth. You may try to knock him out of the phone booth, but you're not going to get him on the ground. So he's very elusive. He's very shifty. He can burst out of a crowd. And he's got great ball skills out of the backfield that makes him that gives him that added dimension of being a really good back.
Dan.
Well, there's a couple. One this year was the couple of runs he made at Texas State. I thought were phenomenal runs. He's had a lot. His first touch, if I'm not mistaken, was the wheel route at Arkansas against the Razorbacks for about 40 was his first play from scrimmage, and I always remember that one. And right away you're like, wow, that's a true freshman. 4 months after graduation, and so he's made probably a lot of plays that a lot of people remember. He can change the game. He can change the momentum, as you may say. And I think our offensive staff done a much better job the last 8 weeks of getting him touches. And we probably the first couple of weeks did not. And then once Jamal went down, we had to really be creative, and he sort of had to be that guy that we had to manufacture touches, manufacture ways to get him the ball. And I think that creativity that the offensive staff had allowed us to be able to do that, and it sort of picked up the big plays that we were missing without Jamal.
Have we figured out what we're going to be wearing on the 20th?
Yeah, we have, and that's always a big topic of conversation, it seems, and that's a plus considering we've got a lot of options. But we'll be in a Raging Cajun vermilion and white, red helmets, red jerseys, white pants, red shoes, and so we'll be definitely representing the colors.